Evet, herkese iyi akşamlar. Dersimiz başlıyor. So welcome everyone. Our lesson is starting now. So bugün ne konuşacağız? Bugün dersimiz ne hakkında? What will we talk about and what is today's lesson? So it's basically the things that are called necessitives. Should, need to, have to. I will keep it to these only. Like maybe must, I will talk about it, but we will mainly be talking about should, need to, and have to. But in order to understand that, we need to understand how verbal nouns and genitive case work. I will quickly make a reminder about it. Then at the end of the lesson, we'll talk about interesting details. That's what I call delights of Turkish, and we will call it a night. Here is our actual subject. We are starting with should. How do you say I should in Turkish? So we have this malı, meli suffix. It's two-way vowel harmony. Malı, meli. Actually, a and e is two-way. This is actually used on four-way, but after a you only have I. After e you only have e. So they are connected to each other. And like basically when you should do something, like there's no obligation, it's just like I should do this, you need to use this malı or meli suffix. As you can read in the full table, when you say I will use the yapmak, to do. Maybe I can write this down for some people. We are using yapmak, to do. That's our example verb. And we are using it in the present as an example. So yapmak is to do, or sometimes to make, but I will keep it with to do. So ben yapmalıyım. I should do. Sen yapmalısın. You should do. All of these are on the pattern of to be verb. Like ben has this ending. When you also say I am a teacher, ben öğretmenim. Or you are a teacher, sen öğretmensin. So ben uses sen uses sın. O has no endings, it's just blank. Biz uses yız, siz uses sınız, onlar uses lar. This is the to be verb endings when you are describing something. I am a teacher, ben öğretmenim. Or when you need to say like I am sick, ben hastayım. You use the same ending for ben. Ben yapmalıyım, I should do. Sen yapmalısın, you should do. O yapmalı, he should do. And in the other parts, you can see the different forms, like negative. The way to make a verb negative in Turkish, just like in English when you add not, like I should not, we add this ma suffix here. Yapmalıyım. Maybe I can separate them, so at least beginners can see the conjugation better. Like root of the verb, it's also known as stem of the verb, and then negative, and then should, and then the personal ending. It is also known as personal marker. You need to remember and memorize these markers, these personal endings. There's no other way to tell. You just need to memorize them. And sen yapmamalısın. Again, stem of the verb yap, and then negative yapma. Oops. And then malısın. Yapmamalısın. Wait. Yapmamalısın, yapmamalı, yapmamalıyız, yapmamalısınız, yapmamalılar. It kind of sounds like a tongue twister when it's at least the verb is more than one syllable and when it has a ma in it, like yapmamalıyım, there are two ma's in it. That's because the first one is the negative suffix. We understand that it is a negative. And it goes the same for positive questions. P means positive, N means negative. Positive questions, negative questions. Like, should I do it? Yapmalı mıyım? The thing with questions is a bit tricky. We will have a separate lesson on how to make a question, how to ask a question. But quickly, in simple words, when you make a question, you need to use this m with the four-way vowel harmony, like m question particle, and just move these personal endings on the question particle. Like you can see it here, it's attached to verb, but when you make a question, you move it onto the question particle. Yapmalı mıyım? Yapmalı mısın? This time you can observe the sın attached to the question, not the verb. So question particle takes the personal endings. There are exceptions to this rule. This is only just a general idea. And negative question, it is also very simple. Yapmamalı mıyım? All you are doing here is just inserting this ma. Yapmamalı mıyım? Like, shouldn't I do this? Should I not do this? Should you not do this? Should he not do that? Whatever the context is. And there are examples here, down the page. Daha çok Türkçe çalışmalıyım. I will translate this with you, and then I will ask your examples. So prepare yourself. Try to come up with your examples. So, daha çok Türkçe çalışmalıyım. I should. So, çalışmak, it can mean to work, but also it means study. So, I should study more Turkish. Or I should study Turkish more. Maybe that's a better. Anyway, yes, I should study. You need to identify the stem of the verb. Like in English, study is the verb, and the stem here, our verb for to study is çalış. And then you add this malı, and then the personal ending. In this sentence, the person or the pronoun is not clear because depending on the context, most of the time we don't use it. This is also the same case in Spanish, in Italian, maybe other languages. We also don't use the personal pronouns. You can say ben çalışmalıyım, or you can just say çalışmalıyım. Okay? And then let's see for your examples. Daha erken yatmalıyım. I should go to bed, I should go to sleep more early or earlier than usual. Mutfağı daha sık toplamalıyım. Toplamalıyım. Toplamak, topla, is the stem of the verb. It means to tidy up in this context. You know, when you put things in their place, when you tidy, I'm not sure. When you clean your room, you should use toplamalıyım. Daha fazla sağlıklı yemekler yemeliyim. Yemek, ye is the root. So, yemeliyim. Ben yemeliyim. Okay, üniversiteye gitmeli miyim? You are doing good, Hüsam. But the problem is root of the verb. It's gitmek, not with the D. It's with T. Gitmeli miyim? And also, there's E in it. So, gitmeli miyim? Yes, it happens. Türkiye'yi ziyaret etmeliyim. Correct. I should visit Turkey. Birbirimize destek olmalıyız. Destek olmalıyız. Destek ol, destek olmak, to be, actually to be supportive or simply to support. So we should support each other. We should be supportive for each other. Her hafta derse katılmalı mıyım? Katılmalı mıyım? Katıl, the stem, the root, it means to join. And then katılmalı, should, mıyım. Should I join the lesson, ders, her hafta, every week? Should I join the lesson every week? And evet, her hafta derse katılmalısın. Üniversiteye gitmeli miyim? Should I go to university? Şimdi gitmeliyim is I have to go. Hayır, Ketay. Technically, no. I will explain that in the Lies of Turkish part, we use them interchangeably. So instead of saying I should go, sometimes we say I have to go. So gitmeliyim, gitmek zorundayım. I should go now. Şimdi gitmeliyim. Türkçemi geliştirmek için ne yapmalıyım? Ne yapmalıyım? What should I do? Yes, these are the basics, and malı is very simple. Just take the roots of the verb. Just pay attention to the last vowel, because vowel harmony will tell you if it's malı or meli. And then insert or attach malı or meli, and then the personal ending. Okay, I think this is clear. So, I want to move to need to. We will go in this order: should, need to, have to. Okay, so I am moving. Now, need to in Turkish. This is more complicated because first you need to know the vowel harmony, genitive case, and you need to combine it with another verb, gerek. And the way we say that in Turkish, as the fun fact says here, saying I need to go, wait, I need to fix this here. I need to go is like, of course that's not what it means. Like when we say it, we actually understand it in the natural way, but technically the suffixes are formed in a way to say my going is needed. Like if you say this in English, it will be weird. But in Turkish, it will be natural because it's how it works, how it's built. So that's why we need the genitive case. And we are using okumak, oku. It's to read. I want to write this down. Okumak, to read. That's the example verb. And first, we are using ma or me, the verbal noun suffix. Oku, ma. And then for whatever your pronoun is, we have these genitive or in more correct terms, possessive suffixes. Benim okumam gerek. My reading. Senin okuman. Your reading. Onun okuması. His, her, its reading. And of course, that's not the only way. You need to use this gerek with mam gerek. Like it's a combination. Benim yapmam gerek. Senin yapman gerek. Onun yapması gerek. All of these endings here, they tell me the pronoun. Like M is for benim, so I need to go. Or I need to do. N is for senin, so you. You need to do it. Okay, and let's take a look at examples. Senin hemen buraya gelmen gerek. Senin hemen buraya gelmen gerek. Technically speaking, you're coming to here immediately is needed. So you need to come here immediately, or you need to come here right away. You need to come here right away. Okay, and yarın okul var. Tomorrow there's school. Like tomorrow I have school. My sleeping is needed. Benim uyumam gerek. The M here tells me I need to sleep. And uyu, that's the stem. I need to sleep. My sleeping is needed. So tomorrow there is school. I need to sleep. And the final example, daha çok ders yapmamız gerek. First, the first step always identifying the roots of the verb. In this last example, yap is the root, and it means to do or to make. And then we have this ma here for the verbal noun like doing, and this here, personal ending. So for mız, it's for our. Our doing is needed. But doing what? Ders yapmamız. Our doing or lesson doing is needed. So basically, we need to do more lessons. Okay, so now I will receive your answers, your examples. So tell me things you need to do. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in general. Whatever you need to do, let's have your examples. Try to use different verbs and different pronouns. correct answers, correct examples, Jasmine. So, benim birazdan dersten ayrılmam gerek. As usual, the first thing is identifying the verb and then the verb stem actually. Ayrıl, that means to leave. And mam gerek, so I need to leave from the lesson in a bit, birazdan. Onun işine bakması gerek. He or his looking at his job is needed. And that's a correct verb, but that's a bit more like an idiom, like an expression. It's not necessarily, it's not literally looking. Yes, figuratively speaking, when we say işine bak, look at your business, we actually mean mind your own business. Like, don't intervene with my business, with my whatever I am doing. Just mind your own business. İşine bak. So yes, onun işine bakması gerek. That's correct. He needs to mind his own business. Daha iyi insanlar olmak için yalan söylememiz gerek. You forgot the negative. I hope that's what you meant, Jasmine, because your sentence says, in order to be better people, we need to lie. So we need to lie or we need to not lie. Paraşütle atlamayı denemeli. Hüsam, when you say gerek, the only thing you need is a verbal noun and then the genitive ending. Forget about meli when you say need to. Okay, you don't use it. Meli was in the previous slide. It was about should. Okay, and telefonumun, my phone's şarjı bitmek üzere. My phone's battery is about to die. It's about to be over. Onu şarj etmem gerek. We say onu, accusative. We charge something. Okay, and söylemememiz gerek. Evet, double mez. Beni aramayı bırakmaları gerek. So bırak is the stem of the verb. And bırakma, it makes it a verbal noun. So leaving or stop doing something. Ları is the personal ending. So they, ları tells me we are talking about they. Because technically, ları is the ending for their. So they are leaving or they need to stop calling me. And that's how we say stop doing something in Turkish. Like, beni aramayı bırak. Leave, like quit doing it. When you quit something, we say bırakmak. Like okulu bıraktım. I quit the school. So I quit doing something. Okay, so bizim konuşmamız gerek. We need to speak. Çocukları evde yalnız. Şimdi gitmeleri gerek. their children, their kids, are alone at home, they need to leave now, or their leaving is needed if we talk about the technical formation. Yes, correct. And also, as you can read in the slide, in the bottom of the slide, the negative of this is a bit tricky. It's not as simple as inserting ma. I mean, it's actually still inserting the ma, but the position of ma changes the meaning. I want to talk about this in the delights of Turkish part. Can we also use lazım and gerekiyor? Would it make any difference? That's another note I will talk more in details in Delights of Turkish, but quick answer, you can use them. There's no bigger or significant difference. So they are interchangeable. Geç uyumayı bırakmam gerek. Çünkü her sabah çok yorgunum ben. Ben, to be honest, is a bit out of place there, but I think you wanted to put emphasize. We can still use it. I can imagine situations where I will say ben at the end, so it's fine. Uyumayı bırakmam gerek. Geç uyumayı bırakmam gerek. I need to stop sleeping or going sleep late. Okay, I think you guys got the idea. I didn't see any major big problems with your examples, so it's probably safe to move to have to. All clear, and we are moving. And now have to. The same logic, but the only difference, instead of using ma, we use mak. And since we use mak, as you can remember from verbal nouns lesson, mak can't have noun case endings. Like, you can't put a different ending on mak. That's why we don't use the genitive now. And instead of using gerek, we use zorunda. And zorunda is, it functions in the same way with a to be verb. So this time we are using the to be verb endings. So ben yapmak zorundayım. I have to do. If I break this down into literal technical suffixes, maybe I can say like I am in the obligation of doing something, because you can also see this da here, and etymology of zorunda is not clear. I don't know, at least. But you don't need to worry about these. You need to remember this as a complete phrase, as a whole unit. So zorundayım. Ben yapmak zorundayım. Sen yapmak zorundasın. Because this part never changes. You always use this as a complete phrase and just insert the personal endings. O yapmak zorunda. Teşekkürler Luffy. Sonra görüşürüz. And then biz yapmak zorundayız. Yız is the ending for biz. Biz zorundayız. We have to do it. I'm not going to go over all of the table. When I give the PDF after the lesson, you can check it yourself. You can observe it in more details. let me check. Is the third person singular positive question correct? Sen yapmak... No, not correct. There's a little typo here. Let me fix it. Thank you. So, yes. Typing this by hand, so sometimes there can be a typo. Yes, correct. Yapmak zorunda mı? No, there's no exception. Yes. And I want to, like, as a final thing, as the most important thing in this table, I want to point out that the negative of zorunda is not formed with ma, it's formed with değil. Why? Because this is a to be verb. It's not a regular, a normal verb. Only the normal verbs, only the regular verbs get ma or me for the negative meaning. Like, I sleep, ben uyuyorum. I do not sleep, ben uyumuyorum. That's uyumak. To sleep is a regular verb, but when you say I am, like when you use am is are, I am a student. Ben bir öğrenciyim. When you make this negative, I am not a student, you use this değil. Ben bir öğrenci değilim. We will talk about to be verbs in a different separate lesson, so you can see the details of that later on. For now, I just want to remind you of this difference. Like when you compare have to and need to, that's one of the differences. Need to, since gerek is a regular verb, you make a negative with ma, but have to is a to be verb. You conjugate it as a am is are, so I am not. Ben değilim. Ben yapmak zorunda değilim. I don't have to do it. And as you can see in the examples, sen de bizimle gelmek zorundasın. So, sen de, and as I always say, when you read a Turkish sentence, doesn't matter if it's too short, if it's like long, first always check the verb, because Turkish order, word order is different than English. So, zorundasın. We are talking about sen. Sen zorundasın. And you have to do what? Gelmek zorundasın. You have to come, okay. And with whom? You have to come with us. Bizimle gelmek zorundasın. And also, even if this is like in the beginning, in the first part of the sentence, it's simply to in English. You have to come with us too, or you have to come with us as well. Sen de bizimle gelmek zorundasın. You have to come. And bunu dinlemek zorunda değilim. Değilim indicates it's a negative sentence, so I don't have to do it, but I don't have to do what? Dinlemek. Dinlemek means to listen. So I don't have to listen to this. And dinlemek is accusative in Turkish, not dative. In English you say listen to something, but in Turkish we say it with bunu, with the accusative u ending. So I don't have to listen to this. I don't have to listen to this. Okay, and the final example, gitmek zorunda mısın? So, zorunda mısın? Question, as you can see, the question mark, yes, also the question particle mı. After the question particle, we see sın here. So this tells us the person. So, and sın is the ending for sen. So, you. Do you have to? Do you have to do what? Gitmek. Gitmek means to go. So, do you have to go? Yes, correct. Do you have to go? Okay? This is how it works. And now let's see your examples. Tell me about things you have to do or you don't have to do. Positive, negative, question, it's up to you. Sigarayı bırakmak zorundasın. Bırakmak is accusative. So sigarayı bırakmak zorundasın. Bu sağlığın için iyi değil. Correct. You have to quit smoking, or as we say in Turkish, you have to quit cigarettes. I know it's weird when you translate it that way, but that's how we say it anyway. Sigarayı bırakmak zorundasın. Bu sağlığın için iyi değil. This is not good for your health. Her hafta çamaşır yıkamak zorundayım. Zorundayım. There's or there's yım ending. So I have to do. I have to do what? I have to çamaşır yıkamak. And çamaşır yıkamak. Çamaşır is the laundry. And yıkamak to wash. So I have to wash the laundry. I'm still translating things literally. If like don't worry about the natural feeling in English. Her hafta, every week. Every week I have to wash the laundry. Hastaneye gitmek zorundasın. Zorundasın. Sın is the ending for you. You have to do something, and you have to do what? Gitmek. You have to go, and go where? You have to go to the hospital. Hastaneye gitmek zorundasın. Dizi izlemek zorundaydım, yoksa canım sıkılır. Good example. This time he combined it with the past tense. So I had to do. Or I will get bored. Canım sıkılır is a colloquial or the expression for to be bored in Turkish. Canım sıkılıyor. I am bored. Kek yapmak zorunda mıyım? Pastaneden alamaz mıyız? Mıyız is separate but correct. Her zaman, every time, başkalarının söylediklerini yapmak zorunda değiliz. Negative sentence, so we don't have to do what? Yapmak. We don't have to do, okay, do what or do not what? Başkalarının söylediklerini. So this is an advanced sentence, so good job for this, Aux. So we don't have to do the things other people say. It's a relative clause, like it's embedded, it's formed within a different clause. The things other people say, we don't have to do them. Başkalarının söylediklerini yapmak zorunda değiliz. Çalışmana başlamak zorundasın. That's correct, Tarık. Çalışma can be like a study, can be like a work, not like working at a office or something. Like academical work, like a research, is also called çalışma. So you need to start your study. That's correct. Daha çok Türkçe çalışmak zorundayım. Correct Hüsam. You are learning. Yes, you made maybe your first correct Turkish sentence. Yes, good job. So this subject can seem like advanced when you need when you say should, need to, have to, but the pattern is pretty, what's the best adjective? No, basic, yes. Like consistent, it doesn't change. You just need to know the basic things, and then whatever sentence you need to do, you just put things in their place. So yeah, straightforward. You just need to understand the logic, and then depending on the context, just bring your verb, put it in the place, and then add the mak or ma verbal nouns. And if you want to say need to, you need to insert genitive case for the pronoun, and then gerek. If you want to say have to, you need to insert mak on the verb, and then zorunda, and then personal ending. Gerekiyor and gerek yok sounds very similar. Does it? Gerekiyor, gerek yok. Maybe. I'm a native speaker, so I can't tell the difference. All you need to do is just more practice. So this way, your ears will train to tell the difference between these two sounds. Okay, anyway, so that's basically the content I have to teach in this lesson. I have 4 more points in the Lights of Turkish. After that, the lesson will be over. Thank you everyone for joining, for staying during the whole lesson. It's really appreciated. And don't forget to do the homework tomorrow, and don't forget to join the practice on Monday. Kendinize iyi bakın. Sonra görüşürüz. İyi akşamlar.